What's going on, football fans? It's your host, Bad Takes, with Bad Takes in Football, back with another video for you. Gonna dive into the NFC Championship game between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. But before I do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're building an awesome community here where we talk everything NFL football. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out and it's free for you to do. Also, make sure to like and comment on this video. What do you think about last night's game? Did we see the last pass from Matt Stafford? Let's dive into today's video. Last night, after a low-scoring game in the AFC Championship game, this NFC matchup really made up for it with a 31-27 victory for the Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold and Mike McDonald are heading to the Super Bowl, and this is after an amazing performance from Sam Darnold. This is a journey quarterback. He was drafted in the first round by the New York Jets, and that completely failed, which I think everything completely fails for the Jets. He went into Carolina, did not see success there, saw success with the Vikings, but they still felt like they needed to get a young rookie quarterback, and they drafted J.J. McCarthy. They sent Sam Darnold packing, and he found a great home in Seattle. If you were to tell me that Sam Darnold was going to beat Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen to the Super Bowl out of that quarterback class, I would have told you you're crazy. But here we are, and I'm not going to lie, I'm really happy for Sam Darnold. Darnold threw for 346 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Rams last night. He had to go toe-to-toe with Matt Stafford, who was playing at an MVP level. Matt Stafford threw for 374 yards, and he had 3 touchdowns himself. The Rams' running game was also balanced between Blake Corum and Kyren Williams. They had 114 yards on the ground. And so, again, Sam Darnold had to do everything he could in order to keep this Seahawks team alive. Davante Adams had a great game. He seemed to have a really good matchup. He was taking advantage of Witherspoon on a regular basis, and so did Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua had 165 yards and 1 touchdown in this game, while Davante Adams had 89 yards and a touchdown as well. Again, this game was back and forth. It was an epic battle to watch. I kept expecting one of these defenses to figure out the other team, but for some reason, both of these quarterbacks just stayed on top of it. And it seemed to me that whoever had the ball last was going to win this game. Seattle was able to maintain a pretty solid lead throughout the entire second half. They were up by either 3 points, 4 points, a touchdown, even 2 possessions at one point. But Matt Stafford just kept fighting back. The Seahawks being able to run out a lot of the clock at the end of this fourth quarter was a big reason why this Rams team was not able to win this game. Matt Stafford, he had the ball at the end of the game, but there was 30 seconds left. There was no timeouts, and he did everything he could to get the ball down the field. He even got it to basically the 50-yard line when the clock ran out after a Puka Nacua catch where he was inches away from going out of bounds, potentially allowing them to have one more play. Matt Stafford, again, he played at an MVP level this year. I will not be shocked if he's the person that wins this award. I know he's an older quarterback. Sean McVay was actually asked at the post-game press conference if he thought that might have been Matt Stafford's last throw. I really actually enjoyed his response. Essentially, he reiterated what I just said. He said, this is Matt Stafford, who is playing at an MVP caliber level. I really find it hard to imagine he wouldn't want to come back. It's obviously up to him, but if you're playing at this high of a level, I don't see why he wouldn't come back. And that's really good news for the Rams. I do think he still is playing at a high level. He had that crazy, scary back injury in the preseason, wasn't really a part of training camp, and still played at an MVP level. I was really worried that back injury was not going to allow him to finish out this season, let alone, potentially play in the beginning of it. But he fought through it all, and I'm sure we'll hear more about how bad it actually was after this season. But again, really tough loss for this Rams team, who looked well on their way to be able to get to the Super Bowl. In my opinion, both of these teams deserve to actually make it. I think either one of these teams, after the performances that they had, earned that right to make it to the Super Bowl. But I love the fact that Sam Darnold, that journey quarterback, are now on their way to the Super Bowl. They will be facing Drake May as well as Mike Vrabel. And I think this is going to be an exciting matchup that we'll be able to watch in 2 weeks. From a Seahawks side, Jackson Smith-Njigba was the X factor for this game besides Sam Darnold. JSN had 153 yards and 1 touchdown, and he had some pivotal first downs that allowed them, again, to be able to continue to run out that clock. That was a huge aspect of the victory for the Seahawks team, was being able to run that clock out at the end of the fourth quarter, because if Matt Stafford had more than a minute on that clock, I am willing to bet he would have ended up with a touchdown to win this game to make it to the Super Bowl. You have to also feel bad for Davante Adams. This is his 3rd time making an NFC Championship game, and he is 0-3 in all 3 of those appearances. His window to be able to make it to the Super Bowl is also running out along with Matt Stafford. So you have to imagine both of these players are going to want to run it back next year. This Seattle team, I did expect a lot more out of their defense. Again, a lot of that has to do with the fact that Matt Stafford played so well in this game. But again, if they don't play well, if that secondary struggles against this Patriots team in the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be a really tough matchup and a tough day for this Seattle team. They got to be able to fix some things on that defense because they allowed the Rams to put up a lot of points in this matchup. What did you think about this game? Are you excited and happy for Sam Darnold like I am? I love a good story like a journeyman quarterback. That's it for me today. Thank you again for watching. This is Bad Takes with Bad Takes in Football, signing out.